Greetings and welcome to the 16L Man proudly presents Say What. This episode, like other episodes, as if you didn't already know, is sponsored by Nickelwise. None other than Nickelwise. For all your scary treats and smiles and clown shit, Nickelwise will supply. Nickelwise will supply your every need. It just won't stay. For some reason, it just won't stay up. Anyway, y'all, let's get going. So glad that everybody's here. We are going to start the show.
Say what? Say what? What? Say what?
Greetings, people. How you doing? Glad you're here. Glad everybody's here, man. We're going to have a great show tonight. A great show. We're going to talk about some releases. We're going to talk about some innovation. We're going to talk some evolution, but we're going to talk about some releases, some very important releases. And also that this show, as all shows, are still sponsored by Nickelwise. Yes, Nickelwise for all your scary surprises, bloodthirst, and all that shit. Guys, how y'all doing today?
What's up?
Hello there.
What's up?
What is up? What is going on? Somebody's extra happy today, man. I mean, I don't know. I think it's
Brother Cousins does have a big smile on his face.
Yeah, I'm not talking about Brother Cousins, bro. Definitely not talking about Brother Cousins. Yeah, you know what I mean. I'm talking about you, Will. You got a nice little package in today.
See if I can zoom in on him right over there.
Pretty good. Yeah, that's
pretty good. I don't know if I can. It'll focus on him, but. He's down there.
Whoa, looks pretty good. Like that. Like what I'm seeing there. He looks
right. It's kind of hard.
He looks real good, man.
With one camera, with one hand.
Super duper happy for you, man. I'm glad. I mean, you've got everything that you've wanted. Now, you don't have to say another fucking word.
Well, that ain't gonna Loki's happen. The next target, baby. It's Loki. It's all about Loki.
Loki for sure. But Will, that's like number 1 out of 3 for you, right? Because you're getting like 2 more, right?
Hey, it's to be determined. That's a rumor at this point, Brother Cousins. It's 2 confirmed. So the sources have confirmed there will be 2 Pennywises, which are paid for, arriving to this house. I don't know. TMZ got a hold of the story, but the third one, I don't know. That's unsubstantiated at this point.
Is there any sponsorship for this?
So
yeah, just Warner Bros.
Okay.
The creators of the film. That's it.
So if you get 2 more, man, what are your plans for the 2 that you're getting? The additionals that you're adding to your home?
Probably just like create a shrine of some kind. Like, I'll just, have one big, like I got the half scale, and then I'll have the bloody face one, and then like the 3 more, and then just one big shrine, and like put some candles around it and some roses, and then like just, for the women, something like that.
Any plans on body swap for Bison?
yeah, there'll be a Bison body swap. Yeah. Just for reasons. It's fine.
So were you nervous and shaking when you opened the box today?
Yeah, bro. It was like
was it an experience? Euphoric?
Yeah, it was pretty wild. Like it was, yeah. I feel like there was like an earthquake around or something, but it was actually just me. So I was the earthquake. So
you have a half chub?
Yeah, well, it was. So,
really? Wow.
No. But dude, honestly, unboxing this figure I had to do it really fast, honestly, because I had to get to my parents' house. So I had to unbox it really fast. But that's why I was almost late to this stream, because I was posing this guy. I sent Lael a video. Lael, you got a video before I even went on.
That was one of 3.
Was it 3?
That was one of 3.
Well, because, bro, look at this. Look at him. He's out of focus, but look at him. He's enough in focus to know for sure. This is a bomb-ass figure, guys. If you're sleeping on Pennywise, we're going to talk about innovation and evolution tonight. Do not sleep on this figure. If you like Pennywise. If you don't, then pass. But it's a banger. Let's just say it delivers in every way possible. It's insane. It's insane.
Ladies and gentlemen, what he's saying is that he's very excited about his order. It was very euphoric experience. He did have the Native American eye, one tear that dripped from his eye. So
it's true. I don't now because it dried, but the one. I mean, I'm just happy the one time Toys Wonderland and DHL delivered my order, it was Pennywise. So
you got it.
I'll say I'm content at this point.
Clutch.
Yeah, they came in the clutch.
So I'm super duper happy that you are content. Optical 20. What's going on with you, brother? Like I said earlier, back behind stage, I had to empty out the expenses and make sure that everything was covered, and that we can get you in the show. So I hope my money was well spent.
I don't know about that, but Yes,
We-
I'm happy to be here. I'm happy to be spammed by unsolicited videos that I never asked for about Pennywise. Yeah, we got a bunch. We got.
I'll film
Yeah.
another
bunch
one.
of
Hold on.
people. Yeah.
It's just like all
And
I'm
he's
like a
doing another
proud
video.
parent. I'm like gonna keep sending you videos of my child.
man.
It's more like a first child of him. Like he just, yeah. Here you go. He's
Yeah.
doing it again.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
He threw
And
the
he's gonna
peace
send it to
sign.
you.
Yeah,
He threw the peace sign.
It's about to
I'll
hit
put
your
it in
inbox.
there.
Right now. It's gonna hit your inbox right now. Damn. I feel sorry. Oh man. 6 Scale Mafia. Bro, what's all right? So hold up, man. You made an announcement today on your page, bro, and I'm just. Did you notice your name before we go on?
No. Oh no! What? No, I did not. What announcement did I make?
Okay. No.
The Nookie
no.
Whisperer?
No. Not besides being the Nookie Whisperer. No. So,
I didn't even see it.
I didn't see it either, man. Jesus.
but besides that, bro, you said you weren't feeling well, man. On a serious note, you
Yeah,
really? Are you
seriously,
for real?
yeah. I think I got. I got something
Word?
now. Yeah,
Okay.
so I got the test thing coming to
Okay.
confirm. Yeah, because somebody I know had an outbreak, I guess, and then that's the only thing I can think of, and then hung out, and I was like, I don't care, dude, just come hang out with me or whatever, and
Yeah.
he didn't have it, but actually Toku collector Sean, I think that's maybe what had happened from his work. His whole work got shut down. He was like, "Oh, I was exposed. You sure you want to, hang out?" And I was like, "Dude, whatever, man." Like, yeah, dude, I'm not feeling good at all, man. So, and on top of that, I've been, I did a couple videos today. Then I was just on Ares's and out here with you, and I'm not bitching, man. I'll tough it out. But yeah, it sucks, man. Doesn't feel good.
Man,
But
well, look,
I
mean,
appreciate you. mentioning,
definitely
yeah.
take care of yourself, man. I mean, if you need to
Definitely.
dip out,
No, I'm
we
good.
will
I'm
definitely
okay.
understand, man.
I'm okay. The worst part for me, just on a side note, is it's oddly enough, it's like my legs, man, from waist down. I feel like so achy. Like the muscle aches are real. I can almost not like walk. It gets. Ugh.
Shit.
That's kind of why I'm tank topping it out too, and I got the fan on, and I got the air conditioning on right here too, because I'm like hot, but I'm okay. I'm all right.
All right, man. Well, hope everything gets better, bro. If
Me
if
too.
it gets
I
worse, just
appreciate
let
it.
us know, man.
Yeah,
Don't
for
puke
sure.
on camera, Anthony.
Nah, fun fact, dude, I haven't thrown up since I was 11 years old.
Really?
Oh shit.
Me too. I haven't thrown up since I was really young.
Really weird, right? I
Yeah.
don't even remember what it feels like.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
I
not
can't say
fun. I
that
remember
shit.
that.
Knock on wood, but I definitely can't say that.
I can't say that I had a wild 20s.
You know what I mean?
Well, you don't get a space
Me
pit
too,
name
dude,
without
but-
having a wild 20s.
Yeah.
Oh,
Got an
yeah.
iron gut.
Cranberry and grape
You gotta-
juice does it to you.
Well,
Great.
Get your bowels loose.
definitely get your bowels loose, brother. Cousins, man. Besides the purple background and the smooth melanin and the curly drips, what's going on with you, brother?
Man, I can't call it, man. Just, happy. Today is like a holiday with the Book of Boba and the Boba 2-pack releasing. I know we're going
Yes.
to talk
yes.
about all of
Yes,
that.
we are. Yes,
So,
we
yes,
are.
it
Yes,
is a
we
good
are.
day. Been a
It
good
was
day.
a hell of a good day today, man. Like literally a hell of a good day. Will, it seems like we've already talked about you, bro. Like we know that pretty much your day was filled full of opinions and you know what I mean? Like I think we've already covered pretty much. Is there anything else interesting going in the world of Mr. Foxification, bro?
I
He's
don't think
done.
so. Yeah.
He's
I don't-
done collecting now, right?
Yeah, bro, I'm retiring. It only goes downhill from here, man. Like, no, man, like I'm just excited, Leo. This Pennywise figure is seriously incredible. And I really gotta commend Hot Toys for doing an amazing job on it. Yes, they took their time, they took 27 months to be exact, but it came out
Man,
great.
you counted that?
Well, no, I didn't. Someone told me that.
Okay.
I'm just gonna take their word for it. But it felt like 37 months.
That's like the internet in a nutshell.
Right, exactly, bro. Someone said it. It's true. It's out there.
Yeah.
But pretty much other than that, Leon, now, man, I've no COVID yet, so
Yeah.
feeling pretty
Yeah.
good, bro. So
Knock on wood, bro. Like I said,
Good, yeah,
everybody
knock
out there
on it,
gets
man,
good,
'cause-
man, just straight up knock on that
Yeah.
hardcore, man. But I'm just glad everybody is cool. 6L Mafia, hope you get better, bro. Definitely.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, let me actually go ahead and address the chat real quick, and then we're gonna dive in, man. We got J Rob is in the building. Tomboy AJ is here. Mike Fiella, Tobar, Ashley Chase, Max Geekdom with the win, who came through last night and told me, hey, yeah, Book of Boba's good, but yo, that 2-pack's out. Thanks for that heads up, bro. I did appreciate that. Malakama Brent Mabane, thank you for being here, man. Let's see here. Dessel Bragg, Linda, DK, MB Dyson is in the building. Thank you for being here, man. Sam Danger. Let's see here. Bob Dillon in the building, man. Thank you for being here. Tukathri, thank you for being here. Louis Labitz, Philip the Fool, Beskar Kid. Let's see here. Blood for being in the building tonight, man. Let's see who else. Ashley Chase. Raleigh Ramirez. Let's see here. Doc Smizzle is in the building. Angel. We got, let's see here. Hector V is in the building. Let's see here. Who else? I know we got Luminara is in the building. I could almost bet boy is going to be in just a few minutes. I'm just waiting to see. We got K Carter in the building, Carlos, and we have the Russian Spam. Thank you for coming through. Whoever you are, he can smoof. Whoever you, whatever your name is. Much
Those
appreciated,
spammers always
man.
show up in all of our streams. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. In all the streams. The collector number 1. Thank you for being here, brother. Mark 44 Prime in the building. Thank you for being here. Let's see here. We got JB. Let's see. Anyone else that I didn't mention about the future? Thank you for being here, brother. Let's see here. Pablo Meza, thank you for being here. Renz Talentino, thank you for being here. Yeah. And Jan Michael Jameer, I love that name. Thank you for being here. Reminds me of Jan Michael Vincent. KG Collector, thank you for being here. Big Collector. S Beam is here. Let's see here. Ruben G72 is in the building. Thank you for being here. Fig Fate. Thank you for being here as well. Cody Franklin, Prime Time Reviews. Thank you for being here. Side Dream. We quite a few. Sky Esteban. Thank you for being here, man. Yeah, we got quite a few heads up in this piece tonight, man. So I'm so happy to have everyone here. We got a $4.99 super chat. First off, let me see. Did I miss another one? No, it was $4.99 super chat. Did you guys see the Lady Pennywise figure? Pennywise handmail rents. I think it's a third party. I think if anybody would have saw it, Will would have saw it, and I bet you any amount of money he's thinking about it.
I didn't see it, but I will look it up right this second. I'll send it over to Lane because I want to get Lane to get a Pennywise. Lane will want this one.
Oh man, here we go. Here we go.
Yeah, just as Harley.
Exactly. $2 super chat by Ty Austin.
We love you.
Ty Austin. Let's see here. He said, you guys have reignited my love for collecting. Thank you, man. Like, we try to do whatever we can do. We got Carlos in the building. Pennywise is a 9.165.
Carlos is
Arbor bust.
Yo. Straight up, man. Straight up. So, yeah, thanks, man. Like, think I definitely, not everybody in this chat could be as smooth as Brother Cousins, man. He's the smoothest guy on the planet. Interplanetary. As a matter of fact, he's universal. This man can travel from planet to planet and get back here in record time. And we got him on the show tonight.
Intergalactic
Pimp. Yes. And yes. And I did happen to, spend a few coins to get Optical 20 on here. Now, mind you, I only get Optical 20 every 3 months. So that means I have to save up to get his ass on the show. So you already know how that is. So we got him here tonight. So it's going to be a pretty good show. Anyway. So yes, I was watching Book of Boba at 3 a.m. Considering the simple fact that I had, canceled client day and touched client, didn't have nobody actually had to see and whatever. I just wanted to take my time, have a good day today. Had a couple things I needed to do. Had to get out I had to actually upload and make sure it was rendered the collection tour today. So I did that. Yes, it was a wild night. Was up watching Book of Boba. Max messaged me, was like, hey, man, what you think about that episode? I was like, it was crazy. He's like, yeah, it was insane. I was like, yeah, man, that was on fire. So, yeah, after that, he was like, we just had like a nice little conversation back and forth. And then he said, let me just drop this bomb on you real quick. The Book of Boba, or actually the Boba Fett 2-pack, is released. I was like, nah, get out of here. He said, no, for real, it is. I was like, get out of here. So he sent me evidence that it was. And literally the rest was MFing history. I just snapped out. And then we didn't actually get these. I didn't see the production photos until like later on. But man, oh man, oh man. Like literally, did they deliver? This might literally be, just looking at it so far. And I've wanted this piece before. I wanted this piece more than I actually wanted Boba on the throne. Like literally. Like Boba on the throne is not, it's not a huge draw for me. This one was, because this, I guarantee you, is a Grail piece. Brother Cousins, what you think about that, brother?
Absolutely Grail piece. I almost want to, and I mean, I know we're like what, 5 days into the new year.
Yep.
This is like figure of the year for me already. And I know that's crazy as hell to say, because we got a long way to go and a lot of good releases coming this year. But this is what I wanted more than anything. Yeah, the Boba on the throne is dope, especially when you put the Fennec next to it. Man. But this right here, this is the 2-pack, and this is a Grail. I mean, I haven't seen a 2-pack Grail like this since, I would say, those guys back there, the RoboCop 2-pack back in the day. Yeah, and this kind of takes it back to that. This is like Hot Toys at their best. And look at that damn head sculpt, man. That thing, man. I can't say enough good shit about this. That thing,
I was gonna message you, but I was like, nah, his ass is asleep. You know, he getting his beauty nap. You know what I mean? He probably got wifey right here. You know what I mean? He's just chilling. He got the whole room purple decked out with some doves. Dubs is crying in that room. I was like, I ain't trying to candles lit. I was like, I'm not trying to disturb the groove, so I'm just gonna just kind of
start a fire in his house. Or
exactly, but Will, like, see. You are, I would actually, between you and Optical, but mainly you are the resident, like, really the wild card, but the person who really critiques the head sculpts to a T. And if you don't like it, you're very vocal about it, and within reason, and I completely understand that. But I'm gonna go on the lines and say, bro, this is one of the best head sculpts I have seen in a long time, because and I'm gonna preface it like this: if this is any different from the prototype, show me, because to me this feels like that I'm looking, if anything, they've evolved, and this is part of our discussion. They've evolved when it comes to the head sculpt. They took what they released and just made it better. Yeah. This is crazy, bro. What do you think about it, man?
Yeah, dude, I honestly think it looks great. I had to pull up the proto pictures again real quick because I wanted to see sort of the minor differences between it. But honestly, I'm mostly with you, Leo. I think this is incredible. I really do. I do think this is a little bit softer than the proto, but about 5%. This is in that perfect wheelhouse of like acceptable decline from proto to final, right? Like to me, the proto was a little bit sharper, like in the details. He had a little more wrinkles. Now he looks a little younger here. He looks a little younger, but they do that to virtually every figure. It happens like, during the final production process, it seems like for most figures. Like Obi-Wan was the biggest example, right? Like Obi-Wan had a little more wrinkles in the proto. He looked better. Then you get the final one. It's pretty soft. This is a lot better than that. And I think Hot Toys, I don't know if they're just stepping their game up because of the competition or what's going on. But honestly, man, we do got to commend them on their releases lately. I mean, even the Wonder Woman, it's not great in my opinion, but still, besides that, and the rest of the figure besides the hair is great, right? So, and all the other releases we've gotten lately, like this Pennywise, all the other good stuff we've been getting, Hot Toys is really starting to bring their A game. So we got to commend them when credit is due because they are raising prices, but quality is remaining consistent, if not going up. So I got to say that overall, I'm very happy with this. I'm glad I pre-ordered this 2-pack. This is the one I always wanted. I never really wanted the clean one.
I forgot I damn near forgot that you ordered this, bro.
Yeah, you guys convinced me on that one show. I forget what show. It might have been PJ's Let's Talk like a really long time ago.
Yeah, you were just going to get the one.
I was just going to get the one.
Yep.
Yeah, so I put down a 20% deposit on it, and I'm definitely sticking with this. I think I still owe like $350 on it or something. But this is the one I always wanted. And I almost got the single version because I wasn't sure I wanted the robe version, but after seeing that head sculpt, I'm pretty glad that I did get it.
Bro.
Because it's insane. But I just, even this, dude, people aren't even going to talk about this armored look, but they killed this armor too. Very weathered, very gritty. Like the robe version is getting all the attention.
Hell yeah.
Well, the robe version is getting all the attention because the head sculpt is so good. But like the armored look, dude, put that head sculpt on the armored look. Damn.
Yeah, look at that.
Insane, bro. And like honestly, I'm not gonna sell my Empire Boba, but like it tempts me because do I really need another one when I have this one?
Look at the detail.
Look
in
at that. Like
and-
put him in that pose. That's just gonna be
Yes.
fire on a shelf. Like that's probably
Like,
what
look at
I'll do.
that.
Put him in a shooting pose like that, dude. I think this figure came out amazing. I think everyone's gonna be happy. It's like a Pennywise. No one's gonna be upset, right? Like everyone
Yeah.
is pretty happy with how proto to final. So I think this is gonna be a pretty much unanimously pleasing figure to everybody.
Yeah,
It's great, no doubt.
I wanted to chime in for a minute. Yeah, I definitely agree with you when you said that the head sculpt is just a tad soft. I can see that because they kind of
5%.
just 5%. Yeah, not it's like you said, it's
Acceptable.
the happy medium where you can tell where it's just they were just it's fresh. It's off of a press. It's a mold. It's a mold.
Right.
It's a production thing. I think it was another sculpt that I noticed that with. It was with Hawkeye, with the Ronin Hawkeye, the last Hawkeye that came out. That one was like the proto was like, it looked damn close to the proto, but you could tell it was just a tad softer. And that's fine. And I think that's the acceptable amount. Whereas something like they go a little hard on it, like you were saying, like you were mentioning about with the Obi-Wan, with the prequel Obi-Wan. But yeah, I mean, I thought it was acceptable, but I totally agree to that.
And look at that pose, guys. I saw Doc Smizzle say he was going to copy it. I think I'm going to copy this pose too. Like that's going to look sick on a shelf. Like,
yeah, it is. We got a $5 super chat by Carlos. The Boba head sculpt is okay. Now that Wonder Woman sculpt is fire, right? Optical.
Carlos is a fool. So.
Yo, that's-
Spider-Man is like 8.3. So yeah, I don't know.
Layout. So you're a big football fan, right?
Yeah.
Carlos thinks every player except for 3 that was first overall since 1983 is a bust. So,
What?
yeah. His standard is so high. You have to be Tom Brady or Peyton Manning to not be a bust. Him.
Wow. That's a tall order, Carlos.
Yeah, bro.
I mean,
He's a
I'll
tough
give you
guy.
that, bro. I you know what? I applaud your efforts, bro. I really do. Six scale mafia, man. Anthony, I know you talked about this on Aries' show, and yeah, I mean, I can definitely agree that the head sculpt itself, it's light, but I don't think it's a very huge notice between the original and this one. I don't think it's that noticeable. If anything, like I said, even between it might even actually, in my opinion, might have improved it a slight bit. And also, do you think that they might have went a bit light based on this current season? I mean, this current, season of the Book of Boba. Do you think they might have actually lightened it down because of that? Which hopefully they didn't, because I want to get a totally different head sculpt for the throne version.
Right.
I want to get the, because we know it's modified. He's been in the Baptist tank for a few times. Like if you're watching the episode, he's always in there. So he's trying to get his pretty boy looks back.
Right. He's regenerating. He's like recovering.
Exactly. He's regenerating, recovering. But yeah, man, what do you think about this piece, bro?
Dude, yeah. Again, yeah. Like I was saying on Aries, and that's fine because I could talk about this figure all day, bro. This is I'm with Brother Cousins on the first part that this is probably figure of the year. I know it's January. I don't care. I think it looks phenomenal. And to counter on Will's point, yeah, it's probably about 5%, I'd say, from the prototype. But dude, this thing's phenomenal, man. And I forgot he came with the helmet too. So like the pose, I'm gonna the Stormtrooper helmet. So I want to, excuse me, I'm sorry. I'm gonna put that on the Stormtrooper. Take some cool photos of that.
Yeah,
dude. I've said so much on this guy. No, this is a 10, bro. I don't like putting out 10s, especially without having anything in hand. But you bring up a point that having it in hand, it may not look that soft. It may not. I mean, once you have that and you can move it around in 3D and kind of like check it out in your own lighting in your own hand. Even then, that's not a complaint. I think this thing is phenomenal looking, dude. I can't wait.
Hell yeah. Now, before I get to you, Optical, we got a $4.99 super chat from Tony, who says, after today's episode, that robe look means so much more now. It does. Without going into spoilers, today's episode Well, I know you're tough. You're a really tough critic, Will. But you are, bro. You're
I gotta
tough
watch it, bro.
You're
I
tough
gotta
as
see
fuck.
it first. I ain't
But just
seen it.
watch it. It did have its emotional beats, and it did resonate. For anyone who is
It was
native,
dope.
it was so dope. I thought it was super dope. But yeah, thank you for that. And then Casey Carter, or K Carter, he said, "I know everyone's hyped for the 2-pack. It's real, but I'm keeping it simple and just getting the battle damage Boba as my first Star Wars figure." Hey, I mean, that's cool, man. But just remember, this is going to be a Grail piece. But yeah, I mean, either way, whatever you choose to do, it's still going to be dope. You're still getting a piece of history, man. Optical, I saved this question for you, bro, because I'm interested in hearing your take on this one. So you see this, right? And I'm just going to keep it right here on this photo. You see this, right? Yeah. So let's talk about this. Battle damaged armor, nicely well done by toys. They, steadily improve. They give us this early. So how would you compare this to that Mythos Boba, that bullshit ass Boba that pretty much that's been falling apart for a lot of people through Sideshow? How would you compare the both of them, man? Like, how would you rate it? And do you think, and what would you suggest? And that's not a knock on people who basically have it. I'm just letting you know I had a bad experience with it. But again, if you got it, you still got something that was half decent. So I will give you that. But this right here is it's like, yo, that one was a Kia car. This one is a Benz, straight up. So what you think about it, Abu?
Dude, it is, like we talked about how Pennywise is like what Hot Toys is all about, right? And then because Pennywise is, you have a feeling that they're going to go all out on that because it's one way or the other. Either it's going to be really good or it's really going to be bad. They could easily just kind of relaxed on this one because it's Boba. It's going to sell. But I had no doubts with the head sculpt though, because we've seen Cody. I mean, that's amazing. So all they got to do is kind of shave his head and pull scars here and there. But that Cody was amazing, which is the first, I would say, mold that they had. So all they got to do is they can't really mess it up. Yeah. But when it was announced, it feels expensive at $500. It's like, oh, he's gonna fork out $500 until we started getting Venom, and Carnage.
Yep.
Now it's $250 per figure now. So I was just like, and it's Boba. We're like, all right. Then all of a sudden it became a deal because you got like 2 figures now for a price of 1 Carnage, which is kind of like, oh man. And it's not just 2 figures. It's I mean, you can make an argument that, hey, we're going to see more Boba in Book of Boba, right? Like, but this is now, and how different would it be really on Book of Boba? Maybe, significant. And to, who was that who mentioned earlier that he wants to keep it simple? And that was my mentality because I already have a Boba and I just want one. And I totally understand his sentiment. But this is so tempting. I mean, at $500, you get both that you could possibly say that this is enough. Like, yes, maybe the green, armor is more iconic, but you can also make an argument that it's more badass. That mine just died, in the Sarlacc, and this one just kicked ass. So, I'm really tempted. And those effects that people are complaining before that they look like Marvel Legends or whatever, I don't know. It looks good in here.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
I mean, I know I said it on my video. I know you can Photoshop that if you're taking pictures, but when you're displaying then and you display it like that, I mean, that still kind of, adds to the factor of, kind of like mixing things up and all that stuff. I don't think it looks bad at all. I mean, if you can swing this out, I definitely, for 500 nowadays, I think it's a good deal.
Definitely, man. And I love this photo. I've been looking at pretty much all day because it's like I'm looking at the promo pic. You know what I mean? The promo pic for the actual show. Like, that's how crazy this thing. And it's the battle damage to me. Like, and this is why, and we talk about this constantly, like, whenever they release a figure, but then they also release a battle damaged version, that battle damage version is always sought out because people just like the weathered look. They liked, they just like having, just something that's not polished, but something that just looks like it's been through a lot, but it's just, and it becomes a Grail piece for us. So
I think it's less.
Yeah.
Sorry,
what were you gonna say?
Oh, I was just saying, I think it's because it looks less manufactured.
Yeah.
And more, akin to real life in that sense. Because we have figures like that. They're shiny. They're out the box. They still look kind of toyish. Versus, you know, like you said, the battle damage stuff, it plays with our eyes. We're like, okay, this actually looks real. It doesn't look super clean like some brand new item.
Yeah. Now, here's my only thing is I wish, because when I look at this picture, right here, it makes me kind of wish that we would have got 2 head sculpts. One with him like angry a bit, you know what I mean? Because we know during this scene right here, he was whooping smash like straight up. And it was like there was not one smile or grimace, and he wasn't calm, cool, or collected. He was heated. So I wish they would have gave us 2 head sculpts. That would have been dope. But you know what? I'm fine with what we got. I'm cool with what we got. You know what I mean? I no worries at all, man. Like I really do love this piece. I'm so happy. And everybody in the chat, let me know if you're getting this piece, if it's something that, you know, you're gonna have in your collection. Definitely let us know, man. I mean, I know I'm excited. I wanted to actually message Will, but I didn't. I was going to message Will this morning, but I didn't. The reason why is because I knew he hadn't received Pennywise yet.
I'm in a bad mood, bro.
Yeah, I was like, nah, I'm not going to do it because he didn't be like, man, fuck Boba Fett, man.
Yeah, fuck Boba Fett. It's all Pennywise. DHL sucks.
Dude, Pennywise. You know what I mean? So.
I was just hoping DHL didn't deliver me like a Mark 85 or something. I was like really nervous. I was like, they're gonna deliver me a Mark 85 or something. Like,
yo, right?
Oh, I know the feeling.
Right? I know the
Wonderland
feeling.
would have messed with me just in that. They knew I wanted Pennywise. Like, take an 85, but no head sculpt.
Definitely, man. So here's the thing. Like the topic of tonight is definitely innovation. You know what I mean? Innovation and evolution. Now, this figure that I'm going to bring up right now, we already know is controversial. You know what I mean? It's a controversial figure, and, you know, we've gotten some people who either love it or they dislike it because of certain things. But I think regardless of where you sit, you have to say that that head sculpt is it's a step beyond and above the rest in that line. You know, when it comes to the figure, what we're getting from it, and the simple fact that they did listen, and a lot of people were talking about the head sculpt wasn't on point, and now we got a better one. So, I mean, listen, I know people were, you know, they talk about the hair, but the hair is just one aspect of it. It's just one aspect of it. Let's talk about the sculpt. And again, let's go to the resident critic, Will Fox.
I get to go first on this one.
Yes, you get to go first on this one, because here's the thing, Will, like regardless of what we actually say, bro, and what we think, yes, the hair is, I mean, look, it's totally different. We talked about this on your show. I never expected the prototype. I just wanted something that was going to look nice, that was going to be decent. And I think when it comes to the head sculpt, we got it. Is it perfect? No, I'm not saying it's perfect, but it is better than the past versions, the Justice League version, the B versus, you know, the Batman versus Superman version. We've, you know, this is that head sculpt this is definitely a step up.
Yeah.
Would you agree on that, man?
Yeah, I would think so. I mean, I still think it's better than pretty much every Wonder Woman head sculpt we've gotten, probably besides the training version.
Yeah.
The training version was pretty good.
Yeah, it was.
From what I've seen, I've never had a Wonder Woman figure. I don't have them. All I can see is videos and photos. So I'm just judging solely off that. It's a really interesting question, Layout, because like kind of like Boba Fett, I feel like that leads into this topic really well, right? Because I think Alsko and I were talking about this. Like, what is an acceptable decline from proto to final? Like, I think Boba is a very acceptable decline. Slightly softer, but still has all that most of the detail you're after in that head sculpt. So 5%. That's like right in the sweet spot, right?
Yeah.
I would say like 10 to 15 tops. I feel like the Wonder Woman head sculpt is not that bad, but the hair is what's throwing it off. The good thing is, like, it's interesting because you brought up a really good point. I think it was on my show, like where like we should talk about, you know, high expectations being high or not being high. Like, I think having high expectations is kind of what, in my opinion, keeps Hot Toys accountable, because we know how good they are, right? We know they can make a Pennywise. We know they can make a Boba Fett. Like, we know that they can make like an Alita, like all these amazing figures that are top tier collectibles that are like unchallenged in head sculpts, right? Or in a number of different things. So we know they can do that, and we saw right away their reaction to it. Hot Toys is listening, and they're getting better at that. Like they literally released a Wonder Woman hair video like the next day.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
they clearly are listening to people saying like, "Hey, like this hair looks kind of like shitty." Like, you know, and it's really like, but maybe Hot Toys was like, okay, maybe like it's not that bad. Let's just try to show you how to style it, and it can be worked with. Right? And that's great. Like they're working with us. Like they're listening.
Yeah.
And that's, I think, how you get great results, because otherwise, if you don't, like if someone loves it, absolutely. Like if someone loves it, yeah, like I'm super happy. I'm not like for you, Leia, I'm super happy for you to get this. I know you've been waiting a long time for it.
Yeah.
And I know you're really happy with it, but like if someone's not happy with it, I feel like as long as it's fair, respectful criticism, I'm fine with it, because it helps the product elevate. Because then Hot Toys can hear that and be like Queen Studios takes that shit really well to heart. So like, imagine if everyone said, you know, every Queen Studios piece was like, even though it's not the proto, it's really good. Like, no, they would never get better because they wouldn't be held accountable, you know? Like, that's why I think it's worth it. As long as you don't just say like, oh, it looks like shit. This is everyone who gets it is dumb. Like, don't do that, but be respectful about it. And I think that's valid. And, you know, like you said, Leo, before, we can't dismiss that. So I think this is a great figure overall. I think if you can work with the hair and make it work, it's really good. I mean, if you put the helmet on her, it's totally fine. Like, it's not a problem at all because the helmet's covering most of the hair anyway. So besides the hair, I mean, the proto was better. I feel like this is still a big decline because of the hair. I still think maybe I'm gonna draw back to 20% decline, like 20-30, but like that's probably more than I would want. But at the same time, if other people love it, who am I to say? I mean, I'm happy for you, but I just think the hair, the sculpt is definitely one of the best Wonder Woman sculpts, but the hair, even when you style it, it just doesn't quite have that proto quality to it. And I know it's, you know, we're never going to get that, but that allure of it is just something we're always going to chase because we know Hot Toys can reach that. Like, look at Boba and look at Pennywise and other great head sculpts they've done recently. Like, they can reach high heights, and this one seems a little bit below what I think they can do. My opinion.
No, and that's definitely a value opinion, man. Because, like I said, I mean, it's know that we have a lot of people that are watching, and some that may like it, some that are like up in the air about it. And it's one of those things, and you mentioned this on your show, and I thought about it yesterday, and I was like, you know what, that is kind of true in a sense. It's like if you make a head sculpt and it is a prototype, and you know that the expectation is from a person, even from a lot of us who have been collecting for a long time, sometimes we even forget. We're like, damn.
Yeah, we just think we're gonna get the prototype.
Yeah, we're going to get that prototype, and you mentioned it. You were like, well, if they're not going to give us that, why even show it? You know what I mean? Like, why even show us that that head sculpt? And I was like, that's interesting because that is sort of true. It's just like when they actually give us a prototype of a figure that they're never going to release. Why show it? So that's interesting. Brother Cousins, the smoothest man on this planet Earth with the purple background, brother. What's your thoughts on this, man? What's your deep dive when you think about the sculpt? And we know, like I said again, it's not the prototype. It's not what we've seen, and they made that prototype look perfect. But again, like I was telling Will, my expectations were low in the beginning, in the very beginning. Anytime I look at a prototype, I'm always expecting something to change. You know what I mean? I'm gonna be heartbroken especially when I get that Sam Wilson. But I just have to expect that something's gonna change. You know what I mean? Like when we first saw that head sculpt for T'Challa. You know what I mean? The Chadwick Bolt. The prototype was on point. Yeah. But then we got the head sculpt, and it was like, wow, y'all did that to us. You did us dirty.
Yeah.
But you know what I mean? But yeah, what do you think about this piece, bro?
And I think you kind of nailed it. You kind of the whole panel was kind of hitting it on the head. One thing about Hot Toys, and I love them, and I think we wouldn't be even having, any of us having shows, either be on YouTube talking about these products if we didn't love the products. We do love the product. They know that. But I think it's fair to say that they're consistently inconsistent. And that's the thing that's kind of causing a problem, because when you see the prototype, especially for like this figure, you're thinking you're going to get that, especially when they set a presence with figures like Yondu. Yondu is like a fucking 10. Straight up out of the gate, a 10. That's the proto. I can definitely, and we've seen that with a lot of figures. So you look at Captain Endgame Cap, once again, a 10. Mark 85 battle damage, a 10. Well, that had to be, like I think we said, that was like the most important figure for Hot Toys. Like, yeah, they knew they couldn't fuck that up. So with this right here, it's a good figure. And I actually was looking at some photos of Gal Gadot on Instagram today. And then especially when you look at this figure's side profile, it's no mistaking. That's Gal Gadot. Straight up. But I will say it's a backstep. Even when you look at that picture is just terrible. The last one. That one was that's I think that one right there with the neck being off and the hair kind of subdued a little bit. I think
They
that's
shouldn't
the
have
one.
published that one.
They shouldn't have published that one.
Madame
at all.
Madame Tussauds right here, bro.
Absolutely.
Madame Tussauds.
Absolutely. That one's better. That one's even better. But the hair's a little wild in that one. But I think after seeing that video last night, the hair, like how to prepare the hair and put on the helmet, I think that video helped. And I'm glad that they did that. And I think that's good. And I think that's a good course that they're doing course corrections, that they're being reactionary with stuff like that. They're paying attention to what the community is saying. That's good. I think that's good. But when looking at this head sculpt, I think it's a back step for them. I think it's not a 2022 head sculpt. To me, it's like Hot Toys from 2017, 2018. That's what I'm getting from it. It's a back step. And I notice sometimes that happens with some of their products. And I don't know if that has to do with the particular sculptor. I'm not sure. I know Yuli. I don't even know if she does it for Hot Toys, but I know for a while she was sculpting like all the women Hot Toys figures. I know she did several of the Black Widow figures, and she was great. She usually was spot on with a lot of stuff. Not saying that this is terrible. I do not think this head sculpt is terrible at all. The hair application, yes. Well, that can be managed as they showed. But I do think this is a back step. Like I said, this is about 2014, 2016 Hot Toys, and not what they currently are doing. Because just look at what we got from Boba. I mean, that Boba, even though yes, it's a tad softer. It looks like you're getting all that detail that you got from the prototype. Not as crisp, but it's damn near there. It's there to the point where you can't be mad at it, and that's what we should expect from if they show a prototype. Because if they're not going to give us that, like you said, why show us that in the first place?
Definitely.
Yeah.
We got a $7.99 super chat from Ashley Chase. From the words of the Godfather, Jedi Patrol, collect what you love what you collect. So yeah. I mean, it is what it is. I mean, I'm getting it still, but I can understand where it can be divisive when it comes to this figure, because even when I saw it, I was like, and the thing is just like, here's the thing. They released the figure, right? And we saw that they released it, but they didn't give us the production photos right away.
Right.
Yeah.
So when, like, all right, Boba was released.
Something was up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Boba was
It's
released,
like an
right?
embargo.
Yeah, like
And embargo.
when they released that Boba today, that production photo was up. Boom, they put that up. They made sure it was up because they had the confidence behind it. But this one, it's sort of like they were just sitting back, like, well, we can't go back and change it now. Let's just put them out. You know what I mean? Like, that's what it felt like. We can't do anything now, so let's just go ahead and put it out. So it is what it is. Optical. I'm gonna go to optical first, 6 scale last. Yeah, you see this, bro. Like I said, we've talked about it, but again, it is a step up as far as the sculpt from what we've actually seen in the past. Because even with some of the figures that we've gotten, especially Wonder Woman figures, the head sculpt was always, at least the prototype was decent. Was it always Gal Gadot? No, but at least it was decent until we got the final product. And I'm like, what the hell? Why do they do this all the time? And we get this today, and I'm like, okay, all right. Well, I'm fine with it. Is it 100%? No, but I do see that it is a step up. They have evolved, in a sense, from the way it was. But yeah, what's your thoughts, man?
Yeah, I feel like it's not as bad. It's not. It's really not that bad. Like I can see the face in there. The hair is throwing it off. You know, there's a lot of things I feel like is throwing it off. But at the end of the day, it's not Tony Stank, because Tony Stank, we feel like we really got deceived. That's a different head sculpt than the one that they showed. I feel like this is the same, but there's certain aspects. I don't know, the jawline, the hair, maybe the nose a little bit. That's kind of throwing it off. Now, with that being said, is it better than the previous two Wonder Woman? Absolutely. Now, you think about it, those two are bad. We can call them bad head sculpt, right? But it never got the attention that this got. Why? Because we know what we were expecting back then. The prototype was bad, so our expectations was not sky high. This is kind of like the New Jersey Nets right now, that if they don't win the title, be like, if they go to the conference finals, be like, oh, this is a disappointment. At the end of the day, they went to conference finals. But you're supposed to win the championship. This is, most people are expecting a 10 on the head sculpt, kind of like, because what they showed was like, and if it went down like a little bit, maybe, you know, maybe people would be forgiving, kind of like with Boba. You would never hear a bad thing about Boba right now, even though it got a little bit softer. It'd be like, oh, it's an amazing head sculpt, right? It's amazing sculpt. But this one, like most people, because I guess the movie as well was not well received, so the people were counting on the figure to be perfect, kind of like Hellboy. It's like the movie was not well received, Hellboy needs to be perfect, and he's almost damn near perfect, right? Like the figure, for me, I separated the figure from the movie, and that's what I did here. I love Gal Gadot. I want to love this. I would still probably pick this up, but down the line, maybe if she goes down, but it's not as bad. It's not as bad as we make it out to be. I think it's more of a collective disappointment. And there's always idiots out there that's going to be like, this is the worst head sculpt that I've seen. This is trash. Throw it in. You know, there's always going to be like that in every, you know, part of fandom, you know, basketball, you know, football, whatever. There's always going to be people like that. But I feel like sometimes you need those morons to speak up, because it becomes louder. And if without those guys as well, we might not have the video. Because obviously the video was done maybe last night, because obviously this bloggers didn't get the video. Because otherwise they would have styled the hair better. But I mean, at the end of the day, if you're gonna put the helmet on, it's still a beauty. Like, you put the helmet on, the hair does not matter. You take the helmet on, then you gotta style it. Now the thing is, can everyone style it even with an instruction video? Maybe not. So this might not be for everyone, because not everyone has, you know, like, you know, those magical hands to shape a hair. I know I might not have one. So how I approach this is that, you know, they downgraded the head sculpt to the proto, which is fine. You know, it happens. So the thing is, I'm going to pay full price still, even though so I'm going to wait. If I can get it downgraded price as well, then because I still want to own this. It's still a beautiful piece, even though I didn't like the movie. But as far as the head sculpt, mostly they nail it. I can't even recall outside of Tony Stank that we had this kind of discussion. Ant-Man, we never saw it. You know, Mysterio a little bit, but that's unwarranted anyway. But other than that, I think for the most part, Hot Toys nails these things.
Yeah, definitely. You're right, man. It's like, you know, regardless, like we got to look at it for what it is, and regardless of what you think, judging from what we've gotten in the past, this is a step ahead. It definitely is, and it has evolved. Anthony, man, like, you know, I know, like, you're sick and all, and, you know, even with you being, you know, sick, you know, you still do it all for the nookie. What you think about,
always, brother.
Always for the nookie, always for the nookie.
Always.
What do you, I mean, like, again, now, first off, are you getting this figure, man?
Well, here's the thing. I kind of want to, only because of Kingdom Come. I like the style. Love Alex Ross. Didn't watch the movie, but I don't have any DC, so this always happens to me. Whenever a DC figure comes out, I'm at this precipice. I'm like, am I gonna pull the trigger? Because I don't have any, and I was like, I keep seeing this, and now when I see her, I'm like really considering it, because there's two things to this. For one, that picture looks phenomenal. Two, I think, and dare I say this, I think they may have made her a little too cute. And I think that's what's kind of throwing it off.
Good point.
That's, you know what I mean? It's almost dollish in a way.
Good point.
Third point, and I know, Lale, you have it as well, that we have a lot of experience with rooted hair figures. So when you take care of the hair and I know you got to do it, but if you style the hair and take your time with it, that's no longer an issue. Of course, the hair is going to look wild out of a box. So I don't consider that a factor in this figure. I know why they did it. Sculpted hair would ruin this armor. It wouldn't work. You'd be getting a Qui-Gon situation where you can't move the head. Yeah. And finally, my main thing is I've heard a lot of people complain about it and kind of laugh about it and say, "Oh, look at this mess. They got these things holding up the wings and this and that." And I'm like, hey, being in somewhat of this similar industry, like, this is innovative, which is exactly what you're talking about tonight. So it's like, don't shit on this because they're doing something that's innovative. Because what happens is with any company, when they try to go outside the box and do new things like this, they're going out of their wheelhouse. And then when people give them negative responses, then the innovation slows down. Yeah. At some point, they're like, we put in a lot of effort and people aren't responsive to this. So why are we going to do this in the next one? In my opinion. So yeah, it's different than the prototype, but I'm with you on that. Like, prototypes, these figures are a gamble. Sometimes prototype's awesome, final product's not. Sometimes final product is better than the prototype. I mean, it's just, it goes without saying, man, that there is controversy to her, but I think she's awesome, dude. I want to see more cool shit like this, to be honest.
Yes, definitely. I want to pull this up really quick, and we're not going to take too much of a deep dive because I know we've already talked about it, but to kind of go ahead with the theme, we're talking about evolution, evolving. We're talking about, how what we've got in the past, how far we've actually come. I mean, I know you, brother Cousins, when I watched that video, you was like the worst figures ever made, and you went from way back. So I know that you're deeply rooted in this when it comes to how figures have evolved, where they were before, and how far they've come. But I'm going to get to you with that in a minute, because in dedication to my guy, my bro, I got it, my bro Will, we got to bring this up because so listen, the reason why I'm doing this is because you have the figure in hand. Yeah, so bro. You finally have the figure right now in hand. So you said that you almost were late because you were posing it up. Yeah, right. And everything, and you saw it, and like you sent us videos, both me and Optical got dumped on. So this is my thing though, in all fairness and all seriousness, when you look at this figure, the tailoring, the just articulation, the sculpt, the accessories, the base, would you say this is evolution? This is a step ahead. This is where we should be going. Number one, it's an IP that, it's a step out of like the normal regular IPs that we get when it comes to Star Wars, DC, Marvel, those franchises. This is something completely different. Would you say that we are evolving, we are going somewhere with these figures, so whereas, we can hope that Hot Toys would continue to go this route? Would you think that once you got that figure in hand, it's everything that you wanted and more? What do you think?
Yeah, bro, absolutely, man. It's like I said, and the only downside is, and I really don't care much about the weathering. People have mentioned the weathering as something that's been a little bit of a con. Honestly, it's not.
You brought it up too, actually.
What'd you say?
I said you brought it up too prior. So how is it in hand?
Yeah, it's funny, dude. It doesn't bother me in hand at all. The Prime 1 has more weathering on it for sure. The Prime 1 is more accurate to the weather, but it's also 1/2 scale, so you can do a lot more with it. But still, they could have weathered this, and that would have been nice. But honestly, it's really I've not even noticed it at all. The collar is the only thing. It's a little low. You're definitely seeing a little bit of his neck, which isn't ideal, but nonetheless, oh, nickel eyes, baby, nickel eyes. So yeah, nonetheless, it's really not a major problem. You raised a really good question, Leo, like the evolution of Hot Toys. Yes, I do think this could lead to something because the acceptance and the embrace of this figure that we've seen that maybe Hot Toys and even the community didn't expect originally. That's something that's really remarkable to me, because this is a killer clown, right? This is a killer clown that eats children and other people. And this is a figure that honestly the community, from what I've seen, has embraced with open arms at this point. because this is such a unique figure for Hot Toys, and it is an evolution. I mean, they've never really done a horror character. I guess if you count the Xenomorph for Predator, kind of, maybe, but they're not pure horror. They're more like sci-fi horror. Like, they're not like Pennywise, which is like a pure horror film, right? Horror character.
Yeah.
So I think evolution is great. I mean, you're also, like we talked about Alita, you're looking at, characters like that. There's got to be an IP that's worth making. Like, because they're not just going to make like some, cool looking character that's like under some sort of niche IP. Like, it was a very profitable and successful franchise. That's why they did it. But I think we are seeing an evolution to a degree. I mean, even like Anthony said with the Wonder Woman, I mean, that figure has some massive wings. So
it's innovative for sure.
Yeah, it is. And imagine what they could do with a Vulture, right? That they've done a Wonder Woman, maybe do something similar with a Vulture. Like, people would buy it, I think. So if they'd buy a Wonder Woman, they'd buy a Vulture, I think. But I think, it's an evolution for sure for Hot Toys, because we're seeing something new. And this is always the things, Lael, that I like to say. Like, if you do want it, if you don't want it, don't support it. Like, don't buy it. Don't feel pressured to support something you don't want or don't want to take part in. But if you do like the character, and these are the things we should support, because they need to know that we like this and we should make more of these things, right? Yeah. This is the kind of stuff, Lael, that I think kind of showcases, like what Optical always says, the best of what Hot Toys can be. Because it shows like how diverse their skill set is. They can do a Boba Fett, then they can do a Pennywise. Like, those are two very different characters, and they nail them just equally as well. So that's the kind of stuff where I feel like evolution is great for Hot Toys, because they can show how dynamic they are. And those are the kind of things we support. We even talked about them doing sort of like what HasLab does, right? Where they do like a Kickstarter. They'll say, okay, we'll make 500 Corvus Glaives if we can get, $10,000 in support, right? It might take more than that, but something like that, right? That would be cool. Like, say, okay, it might cost you $400 if you want one, but everyone says they want a Corvus Glaive. Maybe we can at least get the people who want a Corvus Glaive, right? Yeah. Even that kind of stuff would be an evolution. So more outreach to the community and just listening. And obviously they are listening. So thank you, Hot Toys, for even making this figure at all. Because it's I remember when they showed this at SDCC, I didn't get my hopes up, because I was like, they're not going to make that. I was like, this is going to be a prototype that never survives to see the light of the day. And then they put it up for pre-order, and I was shocked. So I was like, so this is the kind of stuff, Hot Toys, I'm glad they took a risk on this one, because I think it's going to pay off for them. And I think it paid off for us, obviously. So evolution means risk, and I think that's a great thing we should encourage.
Definitely. 176 people in this that are watching tonight. Hit that like button and subscribe if you haven't already. We have a $5 super chat from Fig Fate. I think that Pennywise is the best figure I've seen from Hot Toys since I started collecting. Can't wait for mine. Only critique is that the neck collar. And I guess, we talked about that before, Will. You were like, that a lot of people were saying that the neck was the collar was a bit off or something like that.
Yeah, it should be. This photo is a little bit better. It should be tighter to the neck. You shouldn't really see his neck at all. Okay. So you shouldn't really see his neck at all. But I can tell you, with the pose I have him in, you definitely see his neck, and there's even like a neck seam in the neck that you can see. But honestly, it's not the end of the world. Like, if you're looking at him front on, you're not gonna see it anyway. So it could have been tighter to the neck, but it is what it is.
Yes. The other resident horror fanatic, my man, brother Cousins. You know what? That's crazy, because you're a horror fanatic, but yet you got the Prince Purple behind you. Yo, what do you like? Literally,
I mean, I could make it red if y'all want to.
Join the club, bro.
Or I can make it money green.
That's pimp right there.
Make it money green. Somebody said venomized Pennywise. It's funny.
They might, bro. Don't put it past them.
Luminar. She's funny, man. But no, brother. What do you like? I mean, again, I always go back to that damn list, bro, because when I look at that damn Terminator, bro, I was like, what? The entire, like, because you got to think, like, back then, people probably thought that shit was dope. Like, literally.
I don't think they thought it was dope back then. It was like, what the fuck is this? Is this Spawn or a Terminator? What do we got going on?
So you just think they just rolled with it? They just said fuck.
I think they were at that was a weird time for Hot Toys. They were new at that time. And that was just right out of their third party days, from what I understand. They pulled that out, and McFarlane Toys did the same thing, because they couldn't get that Arnold Schwarzenegger license. And that's why they did the whole chopped up face instead of just having a T-800 and just calling it the Terminator and leaving it alone. So yeah, that was the dark days. That was they weren't on the radar like they were today. And to see that to where they are now with like, just in terms, just with Pennywise, that just shows you like, because that doesn't even look like, to me, that looks like almost a movie still. It almost looks like a poster. Madame Tussauds can't even touch that.
Yeah.
And the quality that we're able to get with these 1/6 scale figures it's amazing.
Yeah.
That shit.
Look at that, man.
Yeah, that's probably the pose I'm gonna put my second one in. Yeah,
like
that's
that.
Awesome.
That literally is. I don't know. It's definitely enticing, and whoever took the photos, they are incredible. Like they did a bang up job with these photos, man. Now I know 6 Scale Mafia, you're not driving. Before I actually get there, though, there was a $4.99 super chat by Raylo Binks. A little off topic, but finally got my email saying Captain Rex is shipping. Also appreciate all of y'all. Thank you very much for that, man. Like, definitely look, it's never off topic. If you're getting Rex, you're getting a decent piece. So that's never off topic.
Yeah.
But 6 Scale Mafia, Anthony, what do you again, because we talk about evolution, and I think this is a step forward, man. Like this is what we're looking at. We're getting something that we've asked for. We asked for something that was going to be dope and different, and this is what we got. What you think?
I'm thrilled. I'm not getting it, obviously.
Look at that.
For myself. But I am absolutely thrilled and amazed at the prospect, just the prospect alone, because that's what you're saying. That's what we want. Like that's what got me into Hot Toys in the beginning anyway. The unique figures, just something that stood out. The art is what I admired. And while I appreciate the licenses that we have, and granted there's tons and tons of Star Wars and Marvel that we need, when we start seeing things like this is what really gets me going. I like I'm to the point where I may just buy this anyway, just to show my support, and then just sell it.
Oh,
at
no
that
way.
point, it's
Well,
okay, look, I don't
that
know.
was funny though, because you saw Will and he's like, yes, I got him.
You
And
had
then he
me
said,
when
sell
you
it.
lost
No.
me entirely, bro.
I'm just maybe I'm.
Will was like, whoa.
I was like, hold on, man. I take personal offense.
That looked to Will.
I might be.
That's my
superstitious,
child you're
man.
talking about.
I just don't know if I want this in my house, man.
No,
I don't know.
I understand.
But I'm seriously considering picking them up anyway, just for that, just to throw it in and be like, okay, I'm buying it, I'm supporting this, because like you said, it harkens back to the Wonder Woman thing. If everybody complains and doesn't pick it up, then that stops innovation, man. And honestly, right now, without a couple third parties, but there's not a whole lot of competition currently, I would say, with Hot Toys. So if they're like, yeah, we won't do it, we'll just go back to making Stormtroopers, So I want to kind of show my support. I think it looks amazing, dude.
Yeah, definitely, man. It does. Optical, man. Like again, we Hellboy, Alita. Can we put this in the same category, man?
I would say so, man. Like I would even, we both love that Alita and Hellboy. I was talking to Will, like,
hell yeah,
figure for figure. I think this is because if you look at it, like, throw away the movie aspect of it. Let's say you both kind of like don't like the movie. Alita has purse. This has 2 head sculpt. I'll take that 2 head sculpt over the purse any day. Although it's like kind of required for Alita. The outfit, I would say Alita get the nod for that because she can actually change her outfit, and then her articulation is just crazy. So that's for Alita.
Yeah.
But accessories, this guy killed accessory wise because you got that skateboard, that boat, the hand, Jack in the Box. The base are both good, but Alita's base is a recycled one from Civil War Cap. Is it Civil War Cap? Something like that.
Yeah.
This is a brand new base. So but I was talking on my video, this is what Hot Toys used to be. So this is what was frustrating when we see, figures that are kind of, half-assed, because they could do something like this at $260 with 2 head sculpt. Honestly, the only thing missing here is a rooted hair and purse, and this would have been the perfect figure. Perfect. Like, you feel like Hot Toys made this so they can't make another Pennywise. They're not thinking of the next Pennywise. They were like, this is the only Pennywise that you would ever need. And kind of Iron Man changed that obviously to our 2015, but we've had this before. We've had the X-13, we've had the police shootout from Terminator. So it feels so good to see this, because it feels like this is the Hot Toys that's starting up, that's trying to prove themselves, and it's
Yeah.
trying to impress people. Because now they went to the route where you don't want to go back there, but it's like let's repaint this guy and package it up, and we give them pass for that if we can get figures like this. And we talked about that before. I understand this might not sell, this might not be a hot seller, but if you can just give us one or two of kind of like these every year. I know 2022 is going to be sad because there's nothing like this in 2022. There's one, Johnny Silverhand.
Right.
No one's gonna buy that anyway. There's no odd figure in 2022 like this that we might even consider buying, even though it's like like this is a home run. Regardless if you like the movie, you're getting freaked out. You must admit, as a toy lover or a toy collector, that as a toy, this is great.
This is great.
Yeah, and just jump in optical. Imagine if real quick, like if they had made instead of Johnny Silverhand, Jin Sakai. Right? Like imagine that third party is cool. Imagine what a Hot Toys Ghost of Tsushima would look like. I mean, like that's a very popular game, and they do something like that every now. And Leo, what if they do Revan and Malik from the remake? Which I think they should.
Yeah.
It's Star Wars. It's unique. Like, and those characters are very beloved. So
I would love them to. If they give me right now. Just give me something. Like, give me something that's innovative. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't even have to be within the same wheelhouse. It's just something that's totally different. That I haven't seen, and I can say, hey, damn, that's interesting. You know what I mean? You did that with Hellboy. You did that with Alita. This. I mean, there's so many different things that they could actually tackle and give us, and I think that we would definitely participate. S Beam with the $2 super chat. Rated Pennywise a 9.6. He's a great figure. Again, he's great. Hashtag nickel wise. Exactly. Always hashtag nickel wise. But yeah, I mean,
I got one question.
Go ahead, bro. Go ahead.
Do y'all think, because we talk about like them doing more one-offs and stuff like that, and even though it's a Batman property, would you consider Batman and Robin, the Val Kilmer and Chris O'Donnell versions, as one-offs? Because I kind of think they kind of are. I mean, it's a Batman, it's a DC property, but I mean,
we talked about that on the Nobi stream. It is a one-off in a sense that there's a risk because not a whole lot of people wanted that. But at the end of the day, it's a DC property. So the risk, I would say, is not as big as Pennywise. Because Pennywise, I would say, even if we got like Mafia here who appreciates Pennywise, but just wouldn't get him, because of how kind of odd that is. So that I would say it has some risk to it, but at the end of the day,
not much.
Yeah, it's still DC.
Well, I think though, if you were talking about like if you wanted to go DC and talked about innovative and evolution, the two to do would have been Steppenwolf and Darkseid. Because Steppenwolf, imagine that armor, that's innovative right there. I mean, imagine like that would have been what Prime 1 is doing. They're the only one doing Steppenwolf, so I got to give kudos to them because that's what I'm saying. Like, imagine if Hot Toys had done a Steppenwolf and a Darkseid. That would have been pretty innovative. That would have been what it would have taken, especially to do Steppenwolf. Yeah, like you don't want to cut yourself on that and be on that figure because imagine how cool that would have looked. Yeah,
you're right.
Definitely, man. I mean, just give me something, man. Now, this is probably one that the least favorite of mine, but I'd be remiss if I didn't talk about it because I'm pretty sure that there's people out there who love it and would basically think it's a step ahead, which I don't because I've just seen it so many times, no matter the scale. And that's just the suit up gantry Iron Man. Who wants to go first?
I'll
Brother
go.
Cousins.
Yeah. I was kind of excited about when we first seen this. We saw this on the New Year's show. I was like, and then I was like, oh, it's not diecast. Okay, it's still kind of cool. But then it's like you look at the price, and I'm like, I mean, it looks cool, and it's and it's going to be it's a 1/4 scale, but am I done with Iron Man? I don't know. I mean, I'm not done with Iron Man because a lot of Mark V is coming out with him busting out the Mark V suit with the race suit. That's going to be awesome. Can't wait for that to come out. But like you said, Liel, I mean, we've seen this in a couple of scales already. And I think the real killer with this set that kind of pisses me off, it would have been nice. They give us the donuts and the coffee, but then they don't give us like a unhelmeted head sculpt, and it's not accurate. I just caught that, and I was like, come on, man. So yeah, I know I was excited about this at first, but I think I'm gonna take a step back on this one.
Yeah, I mean, again, I'd never really had an interest in the suit or the gantry at all. That was, just my opinion, not taken away from, it's the quality or, how it is. I mean, again, if this would have been, and I get why they're saying that they wouldn't do this as a die cast. I mean, because that's a heavy boy. That'd be a huge piece and more expensive, and definitely more expensive. So I get why they're doing it this way, but I'm still within that space where I'm just like, was it needed? Did we necessarily need this versus everything else that we could have gotten? Will, you want to go, man?
Yeah, it's a really good question, Layout. I guess I'm between like a rock and a hard place on this one because I don't want this myself, but I do know a decent amount of people, like I mentioned, Carlos is getting this, right? Like the diehard Iron Man fan is really going to be happy about this. I don't know if I was talking to you, Layout, when it originally dropped. I was talking to someone, and I thought it was a reissue of 1/6 at first. Yeah. And then I saw it was quarter scale, and I was like, damn, well, that thing's going to be expensive as hell, even if it's not. It won't be diecast. I knew that because none of the quarter scale Iron Man are. Because like you said, Layout, they would probably all topple over. I don't think you could get a stand that would be strong enough to hold that figure probably. It would be really challenging at least, unless you had multiple things holding it, because I can just tell you the quarter scale Joker, that Hot Toys figure had a hard problem standing on the stand. That stand like wasn't even built strong enough to really hold him that well. So imagine a diecast Iron Man, but I can't deny this piece has insane amount of presence. The Mark IV is not my favorite suit, but I would prefer like a Mark VI or maybe a quarter scale Mark VII. Or even a 5 for that matter, but or an 85. But I think those are all coming at some point. I do think, anytime, I think Denobi talked about this too, anytime Hot Toys is like, maybe we need a little bit of cash influx, release an Iron Man. That's what they do. I think it's fine as long as we get the Pennywises and we get the Boba Fetts that we're getting, and the figures that come out really, really great, the ones we really want. And then the people who do want this Iron Man can get that too, because I do think there's obviously a pretty high market for this Iron Man. Yeah, it's another Iron Man. So, but I mean, as long as like everyone's happy, then I think we're good, right? Like as long as I'm getting Pennywise and getting Endgame Loki, for example, I'm fine with this Iron Man getting made.
See, okay, so. Everybody, now we know what's next.
Endgame
now
Loki,
we know
baby. Howard. Quarter scale Endgame Loki.
Endgame Loki.
Nah, bro, my sights are set on Loki at this point, bro. Until he's released, it's justice for Loki.
I know. That's gonna be the discussion from now on. It's gonna be
bro. He'll probably be like this week, so it'll be fine. It'll be short-lived. But I think this looks great layout. I'm not gonna get it, but it's very pricey and it's a lot of space.
Yeah, that is a lot.
At this point, I mean, but if Prime 1, for example, did this statue, it would probably be $2,000. So Hot Toys is probably giving you a pretty good deal ultimately, because or if Queen Studios did it, it'd probably be around 1,800, 2,000. So yeah, I mean, but I would prefer a statue myself if I were to get something like this. But at the same time, it's not for me, but I'm excited for the people who do want it.
It's all moving parts. Like that's it. And
it's intricate.
It's crazy because that you mentioned like J&D and Prime Studios and you mentioned those and it's like like Hot Toys is starting to do a lot more quarter scale figures now, and I'm wondering if they're doing it to challenge those companies.
People said I was crazy, bro. Like they were. I told that the statue companies are pushing Hot Toys. They were like, "Nah, no way, bro." I'm telling you, look at all these diorama bases. Look at these quarter scale figures. Like, they look at this Pennywise base. I mean, even that. So.
They got their heat up under that.
Look at that Spider-Man integrated suit base, right? Yeah, they're watching Prime 1 and everyone else do those bases, and they're like, we can do that and charge more money. Like,
and they are doing that. We got a $5 super chat by Carlos. Don't hate on Iron Man. LOL. I pre-ordered Mark IV with the gantry. We'll probably see a Mark VI suit up with the gantry. You ain't never lying, and I would never challenge you on that bet because I'm telling you, I know that they would. I definitely know that they'll do something like that. Iron Man is definitely their IP. They'll do that. Wow, we had up to 200. We had 200 people in the actual stream. Please go ahead, hit that like button and subscribe if you haven't already. Anthony, what you think about this, man?
Well, I'm going to agree with Will on that respect that if, for Iron Man fans, this is cool. Yeah, good on them. You know, they have something, but I'm also at that in that middle ground as well, where I'm not getting it because I'm just kind of out of MCU. But they're in that line where you're dropping over $1,000, and at that point, again, it's cheaper than statue, but it's like if you're gonna drop that, for me, I might as well go a little bit more and get the statue. You know, but here's the thing with Hot Toys, man. Howard Chan, I guess in particular. I mean, we sometimes question their methods, but they're constantly number one and constantly being successful. Even though sometimes we don't agree with their decisions, there's methods behind this madness. You know what I mean? So, and it's cool that there's something for everybody in that respect. I know a few people who are really excited to get it, but me as who I am, if I'm already dropping that kind of cash, I would probably go for a statue. But yeah, you guys are right though. I mean, like I said, it harkens back to what you're saying about Hot Toys. They're watching. They're always checking people out, and that's why they're doing these new bases, and they're pushing a little more quarter scale because they're looking at it like, well, even if we're not hitting that statue price, we're getting that middle ground area where people are going to pick up on this. And honestly, anything they ever put out, I know Optical, you mentioned this a few minutes ago about, you know, this, you know, maybe the Batman's being a risk. I don't think any figure that they have released and so that ever has been a risk, just because of the markup on these things. They're gonna win because they don't make things that don't have properties, right? There's a fandom for somebody for everything they've put out.
Yeah.
So they're gonna profit off of these things. Maybe they not profit a bunch, but I don't think they're ever gonna take a hit.
Yeah.
You know, does that make sense? Like on a figure, not like a movie where a movie loses money and they're like, shit, we put so much into this. Yeah, it's cool. It's just not for me.
Yeah, definitely. Optical, I know you like, you know, we you know, talk about the Iron Man figures. We talk about how many you've actually talked me into getting. But anyway, with this, I mean, yeah, I don't, and look at Toya.
Yeah. Yikes.
You ain't got to worry about that. That ain't coming in my classic, you know. So yeah, but we again, I can't say that I put this in the same category in discussion as evolution. I don't. I can't. I don't think I can put it there. I mean, and it's because it's not something that I've seen differently. I don't see this any different from even if it was a 1/6 scale figure.
This is just their residual income.
Yeah.
They just put this thing out when they need some extra. That's all it is.
That's what
to help pay for their license or whatever.
Especially doing it now, Optical. Like, what do you think about that, bro?
You know what? Like, there's no risk in here at all because Iron Man would, if it doesn't sell here, it'll sell in Hong Kong.
Yep.
I mean, Iron Man is, you know,
hugely
it has
popular.
both parties in here, so it's cool if you like this particular look because, again, if you are looking for this look right here, if you put it on a statue, that's probably going to cost you $2,000, even if it's not J&D with a gantry and all that stuff with light up, and you can't change the pose. Like, you know, he'll just be like that forever. And then with this, you can pose it around. Is it fair price? I don't know. It's $1,000, you know. So I was thinking this would look great if you have like a, you know, like a big display, and this would be the centerpiece, and you're surrounded by like your Hall of Armor or something.
Yeah, this
would look cool. But at the same time, are you willing to, you know, spend $1,000? If I am, my name would be Carlos. Then and then another thing is that would you have the space? Like, I opted out for the gantry. I bought the Mark IV diecast because I just don't have the space for the gantry. But with this one, like, I mean, now I really don't have space for that. And I was thinking maybe this will go on sale. If it does, like almost all quarter scale does, how much would this be? $800? I still am not willing to spend $800 on a quarter scale figure. Maybe with the Iron Man itself, maybe it'll go down to maybe a $400. But without, I don't know. But it does look good. I mean, if you have the space, you can spend $1,000. Go for it. you know. I mean, but me personally, I just lack the space and the money to, make this look stand out. Because if I buy this and I just throw it around with my 1/6 and I don't give it a proper display, it would like just look cheap on me. So
Yeah. I don't know. It's just to me, it's not something that I can honestly say that, again, it was crazy because I was thinking, I was like, you know what, we might get through the rest of the year or the end of the year without an Iron Man figure, and bam, right on, like straight up. It was like how it was like, yeah, that's what you think, motherfucker. It just threw this
We're
out.
gonna get like 6 more this year. What are you talking about?
It just threw it out. It was just like, here, take that.
And like Anthony was saying, like, is there residual income? I mean, personally, I'll just say this: I just sold an Iron Man figure. I put it. Say how fast these things go. I put it up on regular Mark 85. I put it up on eBay. And with 2 hours, it sold. Just like that. So it never had anything sell like that, but it just, the popularity is still there. So yeah, anytime they need the money, they just go right back to the well and just draw from that well. Exactly. It's a cash cow. And it works for them. I just wish that they were able to do that. When you talk about innovation, that they were, I think they would have a lot of people's pre-orders, even if people didn't like this property. If they put out a DeLorean with movable, changeable parts right now, they would get so many damn pre-orders right now, and people that don't even like Back to the Future will probably buy it just because it's a DeLorean. But they don't. For some reason, that hasn't happened yet. Hopefully, they're listening and they'll do it tonight.
Afterlife, DeLorean.
That's what the dissertation was. That was basically you throwing it out there so they can hear you. Carlos with the $5 super chat. Hot Toys will make the Mark 1 through 7 and 1/4. 100% will happen.
Yeah,
I'm not.
I don't doubt that.
No,
Yeah,
I don't doubt that at all, because look at what they're doing now. Like, so there's no doubt in my mind. That
When they're done with that, they're gonna roll the diecast versions out.
Yeah. One more figure that I want to actually cover real quick, and that's because I got this figure in hand myself, and I can honestly say, like, wow, like, not too many people really like this figure, like, and I know they're not going to show it love. And again, I'm just like, brother cousins, I'm a Marvel fan, I'm a DC fan, I'm a Star Wars fan, pretty much, that's where I sit. But with this, getting it in hand, I was like, okay, this is, regardless of whatever anybody wants to say, this is evolution, like literally evolution. Once you get this piece in hand, bro, don't look. Yes, everything that you could want as far as having a figure that's going to give you presence, but also give you the articulation that you want. It's like, okay, now it's a step in the right directions. If they give us that Nightwing and they do the same thing, then it's definitely a step in the right direction. Not too many people like it because of the joints. They don't like it because the face and everything, and of course the booty don't look what I see that. You know what I mean? Brother cousins like
split cut booty.
They split cut booty. They you know what I mean?
Booty,
It's a little booty. You know what I mean? But at the same time, when I see this, I'm like, okay. Yeah, and like, again, I have it in hand, and I have no qualms about it. I can't wait to film it and do what I need to do with it. But yeah, like, I'm probably the only person on this panel that's getting this figure. I know this. I know.
If I had DC, I'd be picking it up.
Yeah, I'm the only person, but I'm again strictly talking in reference to innovation, evolution. This is a step ahead, especially when you see the technology behind it and what they've actually done. Optical, like, would you agree that for people, now, like I said, just me being a fan and an Arkham fan, would you agree that something like this is definitely a step in the right direction when it comes to people who, like those IPs, they like to pose figures, and, they can have a figure where it's not, you're not, the integrity is still there. You don't have to worry about, creasing or, damaging the figure, long term and stuff like that. You think this is, a good step in the right direction, man?
I would say so because I've seen that on Venom where the legs are kind of split so you can have some movement, but not somebody who's wearing pants.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm wrong here, but I haven't seen that because normally they would go for realism where the entire pants, because no pants is just split in there. But I think because it's maybe a video game character, so they feel like they have a little bit more liberty as far as like pushing the limits. And if this works, like you have it in hand, I can't comment how it looks in hand. Like, does it bother you or whatnot? If it doesn't, and you get this range of motion, because like they might be able to implement this or even maybe improve this down the line with a Spider-Man. Because we all complain about, hey, the Spider-Man can't do a specific pose, but if you can get a good compromise where it is there, but it's barely noticeable. Maybe when on a black pants, because right here, like on some pictures, you don't see it. On the booty shot, we saw it, but on the one where she's splitting, he kind of doesn't see it. Now, maybe this would be a good blueprint down the line to even expand this technology where I don't know, like maybe it's split, but it's not really, like it kind of joins up. I don't know, but like if we're talking about innovation, this is obviously a very poseable figure because it could have gone the wrong way where the previous Batmans, where you can barely lift their arms. This one's doing the heroic, landing pose. So as far as that is concerned, this is, I mean, look at those arms where it's bent all the way to the back. I mean, Wonder Woman will rip her shoulders back in BVS. So
exactly. And the thing is, like, the material is totally different, it's highly flexible, and it's there, and it is sort of like ratcheted joints, like lightly ratcheted joints. Real decent. You know what I mean? Like, it's a wired cape. The accessories that it comes with is well worth it. I mean, it does. It has presence. Again, I mean, not too many people are going to actually get this figure, but I just got it because, like I said, I am a fan of the Arkham line. And I have it. A lot of people were like, "What a head sculpt is." They're not basing it off of an actress. This is off of the game. So you got to kind of, step beyond that. Brother Cousins, what do you think about something like this, bro?
I think this figure is a poser's. It's a poser's figure. It's a figure for definitely for posers, and definitely for like I put this in the same category as the Miles Morales Spider-Man. It's just the technology and the innovation into those joints are just great. It kind of reminds me of like a Black Series figure, and I mean that in a good way. That's not a knock on it at all. I mean just the way the joints are manipulated, but still gives you that presence of a high quality Hot Toys figure. It's amazing. It really is. And I noticed that. I think I saw a review and somebody was playing with it, and it was just like, it's a good figure to pose with. Like, look at that. That's phenomenal. So when you talk about innovation, I think this definitely is a step in the right direction. You can't do this with a lot of figures. I think you could definitely get away with this because it's a 3D rendered. It's a 3D rendered figure of a video game character. It's more of and there's still, even though they look like people, it's still a caricature in a way. So I can see definitely them pulling that off with this, and I would like to see this. I would like to see this move forward with other releases, more bodies. And I think I think Dante mentioned this. Like a lot of figures that they've done, they had a lot of stuff with the bodies, like the true scale or true type body that they use hasn't really innovated over the years. Even from 2009. So it would be good to see them actually do more bodies, like what they did with like Alita, for example. That figure is amazing. Just because she has no body. They had to build that body from scratch, and Hellboy as well. So, harken back to our conversation about the one-offs. So I would definitely like to see them do more of this type of thing to really, push the envelope on the technology what they use, and not just do the same old run of the mill. Not every figure needs it, especially a costume or a Star Wars figure that has mostly cloth goods. Or a figure like this that does dynamic posing. I would like to see this like in the Spider-Man figures, like for real. If they can pull that off, with certain costumes. Couldn't do it with a lot of costumes, but with certain ones, I would definitely like to see that because it's just so damn posable, and you can really, you could, like I said, it's a figure for a poser. So I could definitely, Leo, it makes perfect sense why you would want this figure and why it would work. I mean, you can have so much fun with it.
Yeah, definitely, man. I mean, I mean, again, I think it's definitely a step in the right direction in what they gave us, which was surprising because, especially this is a change from the prototype, because the prototype didn't have, or maybe it did and we just didn't take note. But anyway, Will, what you think, bro?
Yeah, man, I do like this figure a lot. I remember when it was, I think we might have been live or on one show or another where it dropped for the final product photos. Brother Cousins is right. The poses that you can put this figure in, the cape, the rooted hair. I mean, it's a very unique looking figure for sure. I think this is one of the rare ones where they seem to prioritize articulation over realism, so to speak.
Yeah.
And maybe it was just sort of like a guinea pig to see how the community would react to it, right? Because it's Batgirl. It's a popular character, but it's not quite as high stakes as Iron Man or Ahsoka or someone like that, where they a little more, pressure to get it right and, take something a little more the route less risky, right? So this one though they can do that with because it's already a cool looking figure. It's got a really cool color scheme. It's pretty dynamic looking, and it's a video game character like you guys mentioned, so they can kind of have their leeway to do what they want with it, right? So I remember originally I didn't even notice like the split crotch thing with the legs there, and like Optical said, usually it's just a one piece suit, right? But this one's pretty unique in that sense. So like Lael, like you said, it is, evolution or, innovation in a sense for sure, because it's something different, right? And this is a very different looking figure than what we normally get from Hot Toys. Even the Arkham Harley, like you mentioned a lot, like that figure too, right, is a really cool example of something unique and cool. I like that they're tackling video game lines. I'd love to see more of that if they can do it. Love to see them tackle some more PlayStation lines like the Final Fantasy or Last of Us or Ghost of Tsushima or God of War. Like do some stuff like that I think people would really go for. Arthur Morgan, right? Red Dead Redemption. Characters that are iconic on these story-driven games like Batgirl and, even the Arkham line. Like, they're doing it. And I'm glad they are. Not Johnny Silverhand. They took a risk because everyone thought that Cyberpunk was going to be really good, and it turned out to not be that great. So it was probably going to be a hit until the game flopped. But if it turned out to be as good as people thought it was going to be, I think it would have been a really good choice. It's Keanu. It's a game character. It's unique looking. But that's an interesting one too. But this Batgirl's cool, man. I'm happy for you, Lael, because I know you being so into posing, this figure's gonna, is probably already great for you. So, and it looks cool, man. Like if I was into the game more, like I played it and I really enjoyed it, but it's not something I feel to have in my collection. But if I was and I liked it more, then for sure, this looks great, man.
Yeah, it is. It's definitely a unique piece. Step in the right direction. $9.99 super chat by SpongeBob SquareBalls. He said, I look forward to getting mine. I've needed a Batgirl to add to my Bat family. The legs are the same as all the female figures. Even the seamless females have pop on the legs. Look at your Wonder Woman. You're right. You're right. You're right. I mean, it does have a bit of, so I'm definitely I'm right there with you. I'm super excited. We got a $4.99 super chat. Batgirl's face sculpt reminds me of Dexter's sister from, hey, you know what? You're right. I said the same thing. Yeah. Dexter's sister from the TV show. It looked that's the first thing I saw when I got the figure and opened it and I saw it close up. It reminded me of her. Like literally her. But I see definitely where you're coming from there. But yeah, man. I mean, I enjoy it. We'll see where it goes. One thing else, and then, like I said, we're gonna wrap up here. One last one, a quick. Will, you didn't have did you have a segment tonight? You didn't have a segment tonight, did you?
No, I don't have one because
I worked. No, because of Pennywise. We let you slide today because of Pennywise.
Yeah, I know, bro. Exactly, because it was a holiday.
You see Optical.
Optical's like, hell yeah, baby. I'm working on one. So if Optical's back next week, then it'll be here because it's all about innovation and evolution, actually. So it's probably not as timely, but it'll be good. So
it'll work. It'll work.
Yeah, it'll still be good. Optical's got to be here because he needs a live react to it.
Okay, we got to make sure.
He's like, no, I refuse.
I'm good.
I definitely got to put that back into the budget. Then I can see that now. That has to be fit.
Call his agent. That's good.
Yeah, I got to call his agent. One last thing before we wrap up. Like I said, this figure was dropped yesterday, I believe, either yesterday or the day before yesterday, by So Toys. One of my favorite, companies when it comes to third-party figures. And it was the Jason Todd. Robin. It was actually dropped yesterday. And
yesterday,
yeah, which makes me happy that I passed on the other version of Robin, because I was waiting on the Jason Todd version. But the reason why I have this here is when we talk about third party companies, and we talk about So Toys, I think that they are in itself, even with their head sculpts, bro, they're starting to evolve a bit, bro. Like literally, they are. And Will, I know how you are with third party companies. I get it, but we can't take the simple fact that, yeah, like there is. I mean, they are really evolving, even with their paint apps. You know what I mean? When it comes to their sculpts, their paint apps are seriously evolving. Brother Cousin, is this the first time you've seen this?
I think I saw it on the stream with you and Justin last night. I saw it somewhere, but this is phenomenal. I didn't honestly. I saw it, but didn't. You know how you see somebody, you don't pay any attention.
Yeah.
This is phenomenal. Yeah, I like this. This is really good. I like this a lot, actually.
Yeah, like it's you know, I saw it. Now the only thing is that they gave this figure 0 weapons. It's just there's no accessories other than the figure in the hands. So I was like, it's an interesting call there, but you know, it is what it is. But I still like what they've done so far, you know, with this figure and just to complete the Bat family. Definitely, I think I'll get this one. Optical, what you think about this piece, bro?
Judging by this prototype, man, it looks good. I mean, if you are gonna get what you have in screen, it looks like Hot Toys. Like really, if you get this, I mean, from the armor, the head sculpt looks great. I mean, is So the Hot Toys of third party now, or it used to be Toys Era, right? I don't know.
I think they are. I think they are the Hot Toys.
They are the Hot Toys of third party now. They're like the gold standard. Okay.
Yep.
They've been Game Toys. Game Toys for me.
Oh God.
And Lim Toys is pretty good too. Lim Toys is pretty good.
He said his hands are the weapons. I get that.
That's my weapon too.
You know, I hear that. That's what I'm talking about. But yeah, I mean, hey, they are basically becoming like the Hot Toys of third party. I wouldn't say Toys Era so much because they had some missteps. Definitely. Because I was gonna get that Ronin, the Guardians of the Galaxy. I canceled that. I canceled it out. The leg, because it looked out of proportion to me, man. The legs were way too short.
Yeah,
that was Toys Era. Yeah, the legs were too short. I was like, nah, I'm not doing. He looked like Ram Man in the end. And then
for $250.
Yeah, and then because he was tied in with, I was going to get him and the Time Wizard. I was trying to get the brand new re-release of the Sorcerer Supreme from the first Doctor Strange.
Yeah.
Saw the review on that piece and I was like, cancel, bro. Well, you got to see what they did to the ankles. It was horrible.
Really?
It was horrible. It was horrible. I saw that and I was like, yeah, I'm out. I'm out. I'm so glad. I canceled right away. Toys Wonderland put my money right back on my card, and they gave me a credit for the NRD, the pre-order. So I was like, all right, cool. Thank you, because I'm not getting this figure. Like those figures are hard, but yeah, I think with So they are stepping up. We see this, we see the classic Loki. You know what I mean? Like they are, bro. Like they are stepping. It's like really stepping up. And Hot Toys has not released that Loki yet, and people are still ordering that So Toys version. So it's like, are they too late, or is it just that they're like, nah, we're just going to sit around and we'll release it when we feel it's time? What you think about that? Anybody?
Yeah.
I'll go.
Yeah, go ahead.
Dude, we talked about this with Will. It was like, what is the price difference that you might look to third party, even though you're taking a risk?
Mm-hmm.
And with Kingpin, which is, I think that's So Toys, that's a perfect example where I think it's like 170 shipped.
Mm-hmm.
That even like if you're not a big Kingpin fan and you see this and it's 170, and let's say Hot Toys made one for 320. And the difference, that you're going to get quality from Hot Toys. But if you're not that big of a fan and you just want to get one just to pair it up with Daredevil, for example, or, Spider-Man or whatever, it's not a bad option to save $100 or $120 for a third party, which is, if it's So, it's not like you're sacrificing a whole lot, I guess, if you get what you have. So as far as that Loki, there might lose some things because people who did NRD that's excited, that's pulling them away from Hot Toys, especially if they find out and say that Loki is $300. Maybe that's the reason why Hot Toys hasn't put out theirs. So we're like, all right, like how many Lokis are we're gonna have a pre-order, and then now we're competing with these guys who didn't pay for license that they can be cheaper than $100, and people are gonna buy our other Loki. This Loki is like a secondary Loki, or third maybe. So maybe that's why they haven't put that out. And is it gonna hurt them eventually? I don't know how much, but yeah, it's gonna take away from their sales.
Definitely. You're definitely on the money on that. I don't know, Anthony. Do you think it's a loss, or you think it's a gain, or you think just something that Hot Toys should just hang up and just let So Toys have this one?
No, they're not going to do that. They're not going to do it. They're not going to do it because they're too competitive, bro. They are king shit, dude. They're not going to, you know what I mean? But I will say, man, them So Toys, man, they haven't let me down yet, man. And it sucks because when we're talking about Batgirl there, like, and Harley Quinn, and it's like I missed out on those Arkham lines, and I would love to have those, and then get all of these so DCs that they're doing to just kind of put them all together. And if anybody's been innovating, it's So Toys, man. I mean, they've really come up. I don't even really like looking at a lot of other third parties. I mean, there's some good ones there, but I mean, you guys are right, man. The general consensus, dude, come on, man.
Yes.
Are we not going to get this figure? How are we not going to get that figure?
Amazing.
Yeah.
And let's not forget, I mean, I've had the Cajun card dealer pre-ordered since last year.
Yeah.
So Gambit's coming out any time now. And
yeah.
Dude, no, So Toys is killing it, bro.
So Toys literally punched Sideshow in the face with that one, bro.
Yeah.
They's like, "Oh, you gonna release that? Yeah. Okay, watch this." And that Cajun card dealer was bro.
They were mad about that one. Yeah.
So much better looking, dude.
They were.
And you call it how it is, right? Because you money talks, man, and we vote with our wallets, and that's just sorry, man. I don't have loyalty, and when it comes to that, man, like we talked about before, if Hot Toys isn't gonna make a figure, and they have the opportunity to do it, and then somebody else doesn't, and it does it very well,
yeah,
why would we not buy this?
Definitely. And I know, Will, you you've had so many damn issues with these third party companies, bro. I get it now, because the thing is, the first time it happened, I was like, well, Will. And then the second time I was like, well, damn, like fuck, like.
And the third time you're like, God damn.
I have no argument. Like,
yeah.
All right, Will, peace. You know what I mean? Like,
except video game characters.
Yeah, except video game characters. But no, I mean, So Toys. They're I think out of all companies right now, they are really rivaling Hot Toys when it comes to these figures. It is a rival, and they do see it, because they're more so than any other company. They are making or forcing Hot Toys' hands, like literally they are, and it's like they give 0 F's for doing it. Like they'll just do it. You know what I mean? I know some people, like even Rob, he was like, he felt as though he doesn't like buying, third party figures, because it is. I mean, it's, if we look at it from a business standpoint, it's stealing. It is. Yeah, I mean, right. It is stealing. Like if you're not licensed to carry, then why? But they're gonna make some dope shit.
Damn.
Yeah.
Right.
And let's face it, Hot
cheaper?
Toys leaves a lot. Yeah. And Hot Toys leaves a lot of money on the table. Let's be honest.
They leave some meat on the bone for sure. But I will say that So deserves a license for sure. Yeah. I mean, like, I'm not the biggest third party guy in the world, but that said, there are some third parties I really love. Like I said, the Sephiroth is probably, him and Pennywise right now are my favorite 1/6 figures. I mean, so like I love my third party if it's done right. So I don't necessarily have a bias against them, but I think a lot of times you're just rolling the dice. You're just rolling the dice. Like, is it going to turn out the way you hope? Half the time not. I feel like half the time it turns out great, right? But this one looks really, and Obstacle brings up a really good point, as do you all, really. Like, because if Hot Toys makes a Kingpin, for one, it's not going to be this outfit, and two, it's probably going to be like $315. 325. This is 175, 180. Like that's a pretty big difference. I mean, that's
huge difference.
And this looks really good.
Huge difference.
I said for a while I think the head is slightly too small, but other than that, it looks great, man. Like, and so absolutely, I'm with you guys. They've delivered really high quality products, and I know, Leo, they've teased a Bloodsport. Now that one would very much entice me. Like that one, if that Bloodsport comes out and the proto looks anything like this, then I'm gonna be very tempted by that, especially at the price of maybe 200. Like, you know, like I can just say that's going to be very tempting. And So has very much proved themselves. They deserve a license.
They do.
They have proven themselves a top tier above. To me, Toys R Us is okay, but they're not. Like, I don't even think they're as good as 3-0. Like 3-0 is better than them, and I think but So is right up there with at least 3-0.
And the
well, 3-0 is licensed too.
Right, but that's what I'm saying. Like, they're as good as 3-0 who is licensed. And I think So should be licensed because they've reached that level. I think they've gotten into that club where they need to be licensed in some way.
And I've seen them do stuff that was, I mean, frankly, I've seen
better than 3-0.
That was better, yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah, for sure, for sure.
Absolutely.
I mean, they, like I said, they're Hot Toys rival, and I don't think they're quite on Hot Toys level yet, but they're like Hot Toys is like right here, and So-So's like maybe right here. Like they're like a step below, like
you know
a B versus an A.
I was having that argument, and like we know we've talked about third party figures versus Hot Toys, and I was like, yeah, but you know this, that, and the third, we've had that back, and I'm like, today when they dropped that damn Boba, I was like,
that's what I'm saying, bro. They're in a tier of their own for 1.6. Yeah,
I was like, Will was right.
And Pennywise, bro. I mean, like, I don't think a third party could have done a Pennywise this good.
No,
I mean, like, it's and just saying, like, the top tier of Hot Toys, like that Boba Fett layout or like this Pennywise, you're just not going to get that from anyone else,
bro. And thing is, when I say that to myself, it's like I can hear Jen Erso behind me going, psst. Psst.
Like J&D or Prime 1 can reach those heights in bigger scales, but in 1.6 ain't nobody touching what Hot Toys can.
Nah, bro.
Like,
nah.
Maybe a 3-0 Transformer, they're pretty cool, but that's
DJ N, he was like, yo, So Toys should be named Not Too Shabby Toys. That's what's up.
That's good. Stepping the right there.
I actually like that name, Not Too Shabby Toys, man. That's some real shit. Like, literally, they should, because they are coming out with some heat and things that I will have. So definitely I will have this Kingpin. I will get that Jason Todd. I mean, I can't wait, bro. You can't. Hopefully, 2 years, somebody picks up and says, you know what? Let's just give them a license. Let's just give them a license. Let's just give them a license. They're producing some quality stuff, you know. And surprisingly enough, DC hasn't done it yet because, like I said, they're one of the only companies that's actually touched the Titans, the Teen Titans, you know, especially. I don't see why not. Come on, man.
I don't know if you want that, Leo, though, because I think this is what gives them the freedom to do whatever they want. You know,
and the
not
prices.
Having a license.
True.
If they start having a license, maybe they turn into Hot Toys. That all we've seen is, you know, certain.
Yeah, true.
We need these kind of guys to exist. We need
to exist, to have their own space where it's away from the status quo, like literally.
But,
well,
imagine though if they got they got a license, for example, and they did some of the Marvel stuff that Hot Toys wasn't doing.
Right.
Like maybe like I think it was John who brought up the idea. Like maybe they did start doing the Black Order. They do a Valkyrie. They do all those figures that we do want that Hot Toys is not going to do, but people will still buy.
The problem though, Will, is they're hovering Hot Toys money without paying a license. Imagine, so that would come close to Hot Toys, but now you're gonna ask yourself, now would I rather buy this or just spend my money?
But they're like, but not quite yet optical. If Kingpin's 180, I mean that's like a half the price of what a Hot Toys would be. You know, they're like 60% of Hot Toys price right now. So you know, if they throw in, you know, a license, they'd probably be around 270 like Hot Toys is. Yeah.
Got you. Max Geekdom said 1.6 scale, man, but then buy cheaper prices. You are exactly right. So I retract and I backpedal on my statement. Definitely, you are definitely right. Carlos said, Leo, I have the Ronin with ankle extenders, $100 PM.
Hey, Carlos, you're giving him for 100. You stuck with 165.
He said PM me.
Give optical a short trooper, Carlos. Come on, bro.
Come on,
$165.
$100.
Yo,
we
come
were
on,
buddies.
man. But yeah, we're gonna actually close out here. It was good having everybody on the panel because I did want to actually have this discussion tonight, and plus I want to end it early because I do want Will to have some time to play with Pennywise, and you know what I mean, because he has I know he got his dinner plate set up on the table. He's gonna actually have dinner with Pennywise.
Yeah, bro, I got the candles.
You know what I mean? He got the candles. He's going to sit across Pennywise. He's going to take a shower, have Pennywise sitting on the toilet watching him take a shower. You know what I mean?
That's scary.
Yeah, it is.
But you smiling though.
Hey, it's my
'cause you
first
know it's
child.
not-
I mean, come on.
Yeah. But
You
nah,
love him even
straight
with
up.
all his flaws. Like, I still love him. It's okay.
That's what's up. That's what's up, man. Optical, what you got coming up, brother?
Nothing, just busting wheels in here. So. I'm gonna send him different videos of no. Maybe if I get a chance, I'll do a voiceover in 3.0 GI Joe tonight. So
Ooh.
maybe that's in the works. So, but yeah, that's it. Or Carlos, if he gives me 165 or bust on this Stormtrooper, so maybe we'll see that.
Definitely, man. Definitely. With 6 scale mafia, my brother, what you got going on, man? Besides taking your ass to bed after you get off the stream, because
yeah,
man, if I catch you on another stream, I'll be like, motherfucking
I'm
go
done,
to bed,
dude.
man.
I'm done. No, the worst is, man. It's not really worse, but tomorrow I'm gonna be on Brother Cousins, best of the best.
Yes,
right.
yes.
Friday I'm gonna be on Dante's.
Okay.
Saturday I'm gonna be on Aries. Possibly Will Sunday. My streams are on Mondays. And then on Saturday we've got Mario, you know, from Collecting Weekly. We're doing on my channel, we're doing these reviews, which I think, well, you caught the first one where we're kind of reviewing like the older figures. So we're going down the Rogue One line first. So Saturday we're going to be doing K2SO, and yeah, man, and just kind of rocking it out. And then hopefully when I have some time and I feel better, I'll get some reviews going and just taking, you know, kicking ass, man, trying to anyway.
Gotcha,
Thanks for having me on, man. It's awesome.
Definitely. Just your ass bed after this, man.
I'll get some rest.
Brother Cousins, my man, what's going on with you, daddy? What you got going on next, man?
Oh man, so tomorrow I got Best of the Best. That's going to be awesome. We're doing that at 8:30 p.m. tomorrow Eastern. That's going down. And tonight, after we done with the stream, I finally got my the real Mark 85 battle damage. Thanks. Shout out to Pop Collectibles and Toys Wonderland. They also helped. Everybody helped get that situation rectified last week. So I got a review for Mark 85 I'm going to be working on. And we still got the I Want Rex contest, and I'm going to announce this here. Originally I was going to give away the Captain Rex figure once I hit 2,000 subs. I'm going to downscale that a little bit because everybody's been really good watching that video. Thank you so much for watching my top 10 video. And so now it's going to be when I hit 1,600 subs. So we're about 100. I think we're about 125 away. Once I hit those, I'll be giving away the Captain Rex. So yeah, we ain't got that far to go. So it's gonna be lit. So
hey, brother Cousin, let me ask you a question.
Yes, sir.
Is this like a second Captain Rex, or are you giving the one that you got away?
Oh, I'm giving the second one. No, I'm
so you gonna have you got one, right? I just wanted to make sure because if I was gonna kick you off the shelf, you said you were giving the one that you got.
No. This was gonna be from Sideshow.
Okay, got you.
Can't have my Rex.
Okay, got you. Okay. Not to say that Sideshow's Rex isn't good.
Yeah. No. It's a Hot Toys. It's a Hot Toys Captain Rex.
Okay.
But I'll be purchasing it from Sideshow.
Oh, got you.
Sending it to y'all. Yeah. So,
okay, cool. We can.
No, you're getting the Hot Toys Captain Rex. I want to confuse people.
But you got your own, so that's what it's all about.
Yes,
all
sir.
right, cool.
Yes, sir.
As long as we specify that, I was about to say, man, are you really going to give away?
No, sir.
Okay.
I figured can't do that.
Yeah, just want to make sure. Will Foxification, besides getting butt naked and playing with Pennywise tonight, what else?
Run around in the snow outside, holding him up there.
just running and having fun.
Yo.
People see me just running around in the yard.
Just hold him around.
Sight right
And with
there.
him holding the like severed arm in his hand.
You crazy. Nah, what you got going on, man?
Yeah, bro. So I don't know. I might actually review him. I'm not sure. I've never done a Hot Toys review before, but I might give it a go. I'm not sure. I know a lot of people have already done it pretty well. So I'm not sure.
But you got passion in that guy.
Yeah, man, that's true. I might be on Brother Cousins tomorrow. I'm not sure yet. I do want to note that Carlos just pushed all the chips into the table because he said, "Optical, I sent you my PayPal, 165 right now. Let's do it." So the ball's in Optical's court for that short trooper. That's all I'll say.
There you go.
Optical's been wanting a short trooper layout, but only for 165.
165
So
robust.
Carlos pushed the chips in. So
Okay, there you go.
Let's see what happens. So my stream will be Sunday. Obviously, a lot of you guys will be on that one. I always appreciate you guys. You guys are amazing. So other than that, that's pretty much just. I'm not sure what else I'll be doing in the meantime. Probably another video essay on the horizon. I don't know if any of you guys have seen it. The film Moonlight. I really love that film.
Yes, hell yeah.
That's such an underrated film. So I want to do that one next.
Please do. Please do. 'Cause
Moonlight is
it's
so good, man.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, it's so good. So that's one for sure that I want to tackle. That's definitely one. And I don't know. I have statues coming. Revan should be coming for us soon, Leo. The XM Revan.
Mm-hmm.
So that should be coming soon. And Sauron eventually will show up in J&D Joker and Kratos. So there'll be other things, live unboxings coming up in the future. If you guys want to be on those, let me know.
Definitely.
So yeah, but that's pretty much the gist of it for now. So
hey, that's a bonus. That's what's about.
absolutely.
Oh,
yeah. And
Definitely,
Pennywise,
man.
bro. I mean, that's
Don't forget, follow all these guys, man, if you haven't already. Great content on every channel. Now, when you follow Optical 20, make sure that you do understand that it does come with a subscription fee. You have to pay monthly, and
like
definitely,
Netflix.
like, it is expensive. You know what I mean? Like, I'm like, my show is the Planet Fitness, where his show is LA Fitness. So just know there's a difference.
See
There's a
palm
difference.
trees in there, so
there definitely is a difference, but nah, actually, yeah, just follow the 16 Scale Man YouTube channel, Twitter and Instagram. Definitely good content. Tomorrow we will have Uncivilized Scoundrels. We deep dive into the Book of Boba, so that will be a spoiler discussion. So just let it be known, we will be deep diving. So if you haven't seen it, you don't want to watch the show, but if you have seen it, tune in. Sunday definitely will be Take Your Position. We will be actually posing the Spider-Man universe. That means almost every Spider-Man figure we have.
Dude, that sounds so fun.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's gonna be nuts. It's gonna be crazy. I got to get my hands ready for that, man. So glad I got that stupid cast off. I still can't. This is the furthest I can move my finger. But we'll see how it goes. But yeah, stay tuned for that. Also, again, Figure Talk with Friends on Monday. Not Figure Talk, a comic book talk with friends on Monday, and then back here for Say What Figure Talk. We'll basically have a segment, and possibly he'll be cosplaying as Pennywise. Or as shall I
I'd
say,
love to one day, honestly.
As
Please
shall
don't.
I say, Nickel-wise. He will be
Yeah,
cosplaying
baby.
as Nickel-wise. So
It's just not the same without the recorder music.
Oh, yeah. Hold on, you need it?
Hold on. Let me. Nickel-wise. This show has been brought to you by Nickel-wise.
Love it.
With all the blood and splatter. And if you want that chatter, go
Yeah,
to Nickel-wise, all that. But yeah, thanks everybody for basically being here. It's been a blast. Let me address the chat real quick. We have Ben Thomas. Thank you for coming through, man. Kinky Sphincter, Riley Ramirez, Max Geekdom, DK. Let's see who else we have. We have a couple of Will Foxifications in there. Mike Fiala, Max Geekdom, Carlos, Racy, Brother Cousins, 6 Scale Mafia, Ashley Chase, Kinky, I already said that. Bloodsport, I Am Legend is in the building. Thank you for that. Cuervo, we have another spam.
Hey, we can kind of read that one this time.
Exactly. At least we could read that. Topar in the building. Sky Esteban is in the building. Let's see here. Who else we got? My man Bob Dylan in the building. Thank you for coming through, man. Tomboy AJ, thank you for being here. Let's see what else we got. Luminar, as always, it's a pleasure to have you here. My baby Latoya T, thank you for being here. I'll be up in a minute. To Guthrie, thank you for being here. Let's see here. What else we got? Joe Mama in the house. Thank you for coming through. DJ N, thank you for being here. Austin Crafton, thank you for being here. Linda, 16 Fix, thank you for being here. Let's see who else we got. Malakama Bang was in here. Thank you for being here, man. Hugh, thank you for being here. SpongeBob Square Bowls, thank you for being here, man. You gotta say the bowels just like that. Thank you for being here. And another spam. Then we definitely Rodney, thank you for being here. And everybody else who tuned in for tonight's show, if I haven't said your name. Just so glad that you were here for us. It's a new year, new things, and just expect the best. We got that Boba. Let's see who's gonna come next. All right, so Rod, let's real quick before I end the chat in the program. Do you think we're gonna get another release or a reveal this week?
I think reveal.
Loki.
No, you mean as a release, a Loki release?
No, reveal that Loki, whatever.
Oh, classic Loki.
Classic
okay.
Loki. Yeah.
Well, I think maybe Doc Ock.
You think Doc?
I hope so.
Because
Yeah.
they did have a video up today and it showed him, so that would be interesting.
Did they have a video up today?
Or Hawk? Yeah, they had a video. It's a video that has him on it on their Facebook page.
Oh, okay.
It's not the toy. It's the character
Like it's Alfred Molina
from the
okay,
movie, Alfred Molina. So
Dude, when a Doc Ock drops, the internet's gonna lose it.
Yeah, definitely is going to lose it. We'll see. I don't know. I'm hoping it to be something. Maybe we'll get another release or
Cable.
You think Cable?
Oh, God, yeah.
I think it's going to be an announcement. It's already Wednesday. I mean, we've got tonight
we got Boba released. Right? So yeah, I don't know. It's going to be interesting, but we will actually see. Hopefully, we'll get something good.
Yeah, they might do something
nice.
in 10 minutes.
Yeah, they might.
Who knows?
Right?
Who knows?
Yeah.
At the rate they're going right now, who knows? It just might be. But anyway, we're all going to stay tuned. We just have to basically watch to see if we see it. But I know Will, he's like, oh man, this motherfucker get off this house so I can play with Pennywise, man.
Come on out there, Loki, baby.
Snow with Pennywise.
I'm gonna put my 2 Lokis next to my 2 Pennywises and just
Just lock the door.
Yeah.
Anyway, guys, everybody on the panel, everybody out in the chat, thank you for coming. And until next time, peace and love. Collect what you love. Be merry, and always remember that this show was sponsored by Pennywise. No, Nickelwise. It was Nickelwise. As always. Shout out to everybody. Thank you for coming, and we will see you next time.
Wait, what? Wait, what? What?